All right. Hey, everyone. It's Andrew here. I just wanted to duck on quickly this morning and chat about Facebook's most recent announcement. So if you haven't seen the news yet, you've probably seen it. There's a million different posts on this popping up in my newsfeed. Basically, Mark Zuckerberg's come out and said that they want to change Facebook to make it a more positive experience, to make it have more of a positive impact on the well-being of its users. Okay. Now, this was in response to a recent backlash over research, basically showing that social media, Facebook, and generally the way we use it at the moment is bad for our overall well-being. Okay. So in response to that research, Mark Zuckerberg has come out and said they really want to make it so that that Facebook is a platform that's more positive, that it actually is a place where we can feel good, where it's good for our well-being. So basically, Mark Zuckerberg's come out and said, look, they've got feedback from the community that public content, so posts from businesses, brands, media, that it's crowding out the personal moments and the things that lead us to connect more with each other. Okay, so Facebook want to change this. And what they've said they want to do is they want to make changes so that basically, this is exactly what they said. They want to make changes so that we see less public content like posts from businesses, brands, and media. And you can expect to start seeing more from friends, family, and groups. Okay, now a lot of people are panicking over this. There's a lot of talk about how this is the end of Facebook pages and how there's not going to be much point in having a Facebook page anymore, how organic reach is dead, lots of other things. And look, I'll start straight up by saying that, I don't think there's any reason to panic. I don't think there's any reason to be overly concerned. Honestly, I think organic page reach has been dead for years. It's been slowly decreasing for a long time. And mostly because we're not using, or a lot of businesses aren't using Facebook aren't using Facebook business pages the way that Facebook want them to, okay? So page reach is down to something like 5% of your page followers currently see your posts anyway. So organic reach is really, really low. And that's going to decrease. So they've also said, look, that anything that you post on your business page is also going to be held at the same standard as what they expect to see from family, friends, and groups. So the content that you post on your page needs to encourage meaningful interactions between people, just like what posts on your Facebook personal profile would do. Okay, that's the whole goal here, is to encourage interactions between people. It's to encourage engagement. They want to stop that passive scrolling through the news feed, clicking on the odd article, skimming through it, maybe passively watching a video and continuing to scroll. They want to create community. They want to create engagement. Okay. And as a result, they're going to prioritize personal stuff because that's what they've seen generates that engagement, generates that community, generates that connection between people. So let's pause for a second and just talk about what this all means. Now, before I do that, I'm just going to quickly share this in my private Facebook group as well. So I'll just hit the share button. Share to the group. So look, while I do this, my honest opinion on this is you just need to adapt. We're going to talk about how you can do that basically, and a few things that you need to do in order to stay current, to stay relevant in the newsfeed, to make sure that your page doesn't die out, because it doesn't have to. I honestly don't think it has to die out and you have to make a big change. I just think you have to change the way in which you use it. So look, let's pause and talk about what this all means. So essentially, you'll see fewer posts from Facebook business pages in your feed, and you'll see more from friends, family, and Facebook groups. So there's a big thing to take note of there. Friends, family, and Facebook groups. So that might be something that you consider. If that works for your business, building a community inside a Facebook group, then that might be something to start thinking about this year, is how can I build a group to start building community, to start building engagement, and to maybe have that as another channel, another way to reach my customers and clients. So for us as page owners, if we're just thinking about our Facebook pages, if we want our posts to be seen, they need to be engaging. Okay, they need to be more human, they need to be conversational. We've established that. So a lot of people are thinking this is the end of the world, it's pay to play. But like I said, I'm not concerned. Okay, if you can create that engagement, I think you'll be fine. as long as you recognize it and adapt. Okay, so here's what I think this means the end of. For a long time, businesses have been, and this happens with everything, right? So businesses will see an opportunity and they will find a way to leverage that opportunity in the most cost-effective way possible. Now, cost-effective could be money, it could be time. Usually it's both for a business, right? So there was a time on Facebook where you could create a business page, you could generate a lot of traffic and generate a lot of engagement, more traffic using a Facebook page, right? You post your links to your blog posts, links to your content on your Facebook page and generate traffic from the platform. Okay, so once businesses figured out that was a great way to generate traffic, then they started using tools like automation. They started hiring VAs in the Philippines and all over the world to post regularly on their page and generate traffic. Okay, and these would be mindless posts. We still see it now. Pages that use tools like MeetEdgar, they use tools like Hootsuite, and they're great tools, don't get me wrong. But they've just got a queue of posts and a queue of content, and it's just getting auto-posted on their Facebook page, right? On a regular basis, 3 times a day, whatever it is, they'll post a blog post with a link saying, hey, click here. These pages are posting those posts automatically. They're not engaging. People are commenting on the post. The page owners don't write back because it's all just on autopilot. That's exactly what Facebook wants to get rid of, right? It's that passive stuff in the newsfeed that's just there being leveraged. It's been happening for a long time. It doesn't add any value to the platform really. Like it's just autopilot repetitive content. Businesses leveraging the platform as a traffic source. It doesn't create that community. It doesn't create that engagement that Facebook want. So what this means is if you're a page owner, you just need to make a shift over to posting more meaningful content that starts conversations, content that starts discussions. So, I mean, this Facebook Live is a classic example. What I'm doing right now, if you need an example, this is it. If you're looking at your newsfeed and you're seeing lots of people doing lives talking about this most recent news piece of news, if you're seeing people posting about this and posting their thoughts, most of those are just smart business page owners doing exactly what you need to do in the future. And what's happening is we're talking about a relevant news topic. We're starting a conversation about it. We're sharing our thoughts. We're sharing our personal opinions on it. And we're starting a conversation and we're starting engagement. And that's exactly what you need to do from your page from now on is start to share meaningful content and start a conversation, start engagement. Okay. It's going to be much more about this live video style, much more long format content on your page than it has been in the past, where you just link out to blog posts and try to promote your stuff. Okay, so at the most basic level, it's those posts that are meaningful, that start conversations, that start discussions. I mean, it's getting in there and replying to comments. Every single freaking comment on a post on your page, you should be replying to. You should be replying to your inbox messages. Okay, you should be engaging like you do with friends on your personal profile. I mean, that's all this means. It's not the end of the world. It just means you have to do a bit more work, okay? It just means you have to be present. That's all it is. I'm not stressed about it. I don't think you should be stressed about it. I think you just need to learn that you're going to have to jump in there and actually start to treat it as a community and start to engage. So let's look at what Facebook have said in addition to this. So when Zuckerberg in his post, there's a link in this post directly to Mark Zuckerberg's original post, so make sure you go and read it. But look, something that Mark Zuckerberg said that I thought was really interesting. He said, for example, there are many tight-knit communities around TV shows and sports teams. We've seen people interact way more around live videos than regular ones. Some news helps start conversations on important issues, but too often today, watching video, reading news, or getting a page update is just a passive experience. So let's dig into that a little bit, right? That quote. Firstly, many tight-knit communities around TV shows and sport teams. Okay, so look at Facebook's new platform. They've got a whole new TV section where they've got live shows happening, where they've got regular TV shows happening on the Facebook platform. They're all in on regular TV shows, okay? So you know that they're keen on regular programming, regular shows, whether it's a weekly show, a daily show, whatever. Facebook love that kind of stuff. And they're saying that they love it because it creates tight-knit communities around that. And then they've said they see people interact way more around live videos than regular ones. Okay, so they're telling us they like regular shows and they like live videos. So if that's not an indicator that they really, really like regular Facebook live video shows, I don't know what is. I mean, that's pretty much telling us that if you're doing regular live videos, then that's exactly what Facebook wants. Live videos that engage, not just live videos that come on and just talking heads and don't actually talk back and engage, but live videos where people actually get in there and engage and have conversations. So, I mean, digging into actually what Zuckerberg has said, looking into that post and thinking about it, then I think that's your answer. I think there's no need to stress. It just means that what we need to do is start creating engaging content. If I really read into it, my interpretation is regular Facebook Live videos is the way to go. Regular posts that get in there and start conversations and engage, getting in, replying to every single person that comments, using open-ended questions when you do reply, not just like, thanks, okay, cool. Like, have a discussion with people, create that community, create that sense of community, get people coming back, reply to your inbox messages, all that good stuff. It's just basically about engaging. It's about being present. It's about thinking about your business page and treating it as you would with the interaction and engagement that you would from your personal profile. Okay, so look, if we just wrap this up, I just want to have a quick conversation about it, share my thoughts. If we wrap up the overall theme of this, I think, contrary to what a lot of people are saying, it's not the end of the world. If you've got a Facebook business page, it's not the end of that. It's not just going to become some tool that you use for advertising. I just think it means you need to change the way you do it. Forget the auto posting, forget the queued up, links to blog posts that just cycle through constantly. I think it's more of a case of thinking about how you can produce content that people engage with. Simple as that. Getting on there, being present, engaging more. Now, when it comes to ads, Facebook have said, look, that's not changing. The way ads work isn't changing. The way people get shown your ads isn't changing. This is organic stuff. This is organic page posts, organic page reach. So nothing to stress about with ads. So look, I see we've got a few people joining and watching. That's great. Really appreciate you coming and checking out. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the conversation. And look, share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to have a discussion about this. I'd love to hear what other people are thinking. Are you worried about your own page? How are you going to approach this? Do you want some ideas or suggestions on what you should do? Jump in and have a conversation about it. I really would love to hear more about what other business owners are thinking about this and what sort of is on your mind and how you're going to personally approach it. For me, I think my approach is, I'd already been planning this, but I think I'm taking it much more seriously now, is starting a regular Facebook Live show. So the plan for me was to do regular weekly Facebook Lives. The way I'm adjusting that plan slightly after seeing this announcement is I'll do the weekly Facebook Lives, but I'll turn it into more of a show. I'll make it more of an actual show with, we'll try to link up between episodes, so we create a story arc and all that kind of stuff, and try to continue that and make it so that, you see shows like Seinfeld is a classic example, or maybe not Seinfeld, like a soap opera where they leave you hanging and you want to come back to the next episode. So I'll try to integrate some of that into my Facebook Lives as well to create a more of a regular show sort of feel. Carol, good question. So how regular for the Facebook Live do you think? Honestly, I think weekly at a minimum, personally, but I think it's just about what you actually prefer for your business. I think the key here is regularity. As long as it's regular, whether it's daily, weekly, every 2 weeks, I think communicating to your audience that, hey, this is a show that happens every whatever day it is, Thursday at 2 p.m. Be here, we'll be live, we'll be talking. I think that's the important part as opposed to how frequently. So just creating that sort of being there regularly, showing up, every time and creating that sort of that community feel for the show, I think is important. But for me, I'll go weekly just because that's what works for me. I'd love to do daily, but I don't think I could handle daily. I honestly don't think I could show up every day at the same time, just with my business and the way it works. That would be too much of a challenge. But yeah, just whatever works for you. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said, if you're watching this on replay and you have questions, I'll be checking in pretty regularly and just continuing the conversation. So Look, like I said, don't stress. It's not the end of the world. Your business page will continue to exist. And I think actually it's a good thing. There's a lot of people who won't adapt to this change. If you're one of the ones that do adapt, then you stand to benefit a lot more than everybody else who just sits on their hands and does nothing. All right, talk soon. Bye.